everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I wanted to show you some really cool stickers that I ordered from this fun Etsy shop. This is Sugar Turtle Studio, and I ordered return address labels like this, except mine feature a TWSBI type pen. So I think that is super cool. I will show them to you without revealing my address. I have been cautioned against doing that, so let me grab one of the sheets. Basically, it looks like this. So, has my name and then my address underneath it, except it's a TWSBI pen instead of this Pelican type looking pen. I think these are really fun. I was really happy to find these stickers, and it just kind of it's a fun way of adding a little something to my pen habit. You can see all the different TWSBI colors there, and then I also have these Lamy ones. So that's super neat. Check out Sugar Turtle Studio on Etsy if you're interested in getting some of those for yourself. It didn't take too long to order, personalize them, maybe, gosh, 10 days, if that. So I have been wanting to try some new journal sizes. My go-to size is the standard, and I love it, and I love how it looks when I fill it with my scrapbooky type memory keeping. It's a small enough area that it's not hard to fill up, but sometimes I feel like I need a little bit different of a size for more lengthy journaling. If I'm taking notes during a podcast or a, I don't know, class or whatever, I want to have a little bit more space. So I've been just trying out a few other size notebooks, and the B6 sizes appeal to me quite a bit. I'm going to show you just a little comparison here in case you're wondering what those sizes look like. I heard a lot about this for a while, and I just had a hard time taking the dimensions on paper and really seeing and feeling, getting an idea of what that looks like in person, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So this may be helpful if you're considering one of these. I thought this little comparison would just give you a little idea what they look like next to each other. This is a Stalogy B6. Let me get out my regular. So here's a standard traveler's notebook, that 8 1/4 by about 4.25 or 3.3. And as you can see, the B6 is wider but shorter. So this is our point of reference here. The B6 next to the standard traveler's notebook, again, wider and shorter. And the B6 next to the traveler's notebook is very similar in width, but quite a bit shorter. That looks to me like about an inch. So if you're familiar with this size, this may help you determine if something with a little more width or less height would be nice for you. I do like this a lot. I like journaling in it. I like that it's a little bit unusual. If you open it up and think of a full-size page, it's shorter than that. Sometimes, though, as much as I love this, sometimes the length of it I don't love so much. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but I think sometimes it might be what I'm using the journal for. So a B6 Slim is something I'm having fun trying with. This is the B6 Plus, as you can see how I've labeled it. And I checked the description on Amazon that Leuchtturm, this is a Leuchtturm 1917, they call it a B6 Plus because it's a little bit taller than the B6. So if you want a bit of a taller journal in this range, you might like the B6 Plus. Let me see. It is about 5 inches wide by 7.5 tall. And I just wrote my own little notes, slightly taller than the B6. So I like this a lot. I do like these elastic closures, and I like this size because it still feels very portable, very carryable without being a big, huge notebook. I have determined I don't like full-size notebooks, generally speaking. I like something that's a fold over of a full size, and the B6 Slim is a lot more compact. When this starts to feel long, sometimes I'm like, I just need some of that length taken off and chunking it up a bit, making it a little more smaller to carry. This very much appeals to me. This is the Nanami Cafe Notes, and the thing that I don't like about it, personal preference, is just that it's a very small, much smaller grid size than I would prefer, because my writing is bigger, but I've made it work, and I'll usually just take up 2 lines. But my main point here is just that I want you to see the difference. So this would be, you know, your standard in the B6. This is what a B6 is like. B6 Plus, I'm trying to line it up on these cutting board marks. B6 Plus, slightly longer. And the B6 Slim, narrower. Let's put it on this one. But the same, pretty much the same height. Maybe only slightly shorter. I don't have, or do I? Yeah, I don't have the dimensions. Don't think, oh, I did. This one is 5 by 7. I did write it on there. So this is probably, well, you can look it up. It's a little bit shorter, just slightly, a little bit narrower. So if you're looking for something maybe not quite as tall, maybe a little more pushed down than your standard size notebook, you might like B6 size, or one of the variations of that. The other thing I've been wanting to try is just to see if I like the feel of an A5. I have 2 of these out. I only need one. This to me has always seemed more wide than I like. Not sure why, but I think I just like these narrower sizes. And if you open it up and picture, you know, like full size sheet, it just seems really long to me. It would be, just putting it over here to measure it real quick, it's about an 11-inch page folded. So I guess it's pretty similar to a full piece of paper folded in half. And it seems a little wide, but I did buy this. This is from Goulet Pens. It's a 5.8 by 825. So the same height as your standard notebook, but about 1.5 inches wider. You might like that. I have a friend, her name's Debbie. I have more than one friend, but my one friend named Debbie likes this size a lot. This is her go-to size. This is my go-to size. So it's a matter of preference. It really is. But sometimes, for me, I just like the experience of trying a new journal size to see if it's something that I might like for a different purpose. That is something to consider too, not just how it feels to you, but do different size notebooks work better for different jobs, I guess you could say. I just bought this. This is obviously Tomoe River paper notebook. This is the dot grid. It's called The Author by GLP Creations. All this stuff you can read. Whoops, keep it in screen. But I wanted to try this because I was kind of thinking I might like to just play around with some other journal sizes. The A5 still seems wide to me, but definitely better than like a full-size spiral. That just, I don't know, I've never really liked those. I like something smaller for sure. So to compare, let me move this on here so we can really think quickly about what we're comparing. A5, A5 Slim. Let's put them together. So there may be slight variations amongst different companies, but this is looking like they're pretty much the same height. But as you can see, the A5 is wider. And just to put it on my little grid thing here, I'd say it's about a ½ an inch wider than if you had the A5 Slim. This narrowness makes this appeal all the more to me. There's something within my soul that says, though, if this was just a little shorter, it would feel even better. Like, you know, like if it was like this. And really, I think the B6 is almost a size I could see being a new size for me. But anyway, that's another whole conversation. But that's how those compare. So again, let's put this on here. Same height as the standard, but wider. So if you like that, but you feel like you need more room, you might like the A5 Slim. And then the A5 regular is about a ½ an inch wider than that. I just bought this. I watched a couple YouTube reviews and it got a lot of favorable reviews for the covers, and then there's this nice little, I guess you could call it a rust color. So it looks really nice and it feels really wonderful, and it has a texture that really does resemble a nice leather, even though it's not. It's a faux leather. Some people don't like that on there. I don't see what the big deal is about having the manufacturer stamp their name on there, but some people don't like that. Some people don't like this. If you don't like it, get a cute sticker, cover it up. But to me, that is not a big deal. The front is smooth and pretty. I don't know if I'd want that on the front, but it's on the back. So to me, it's not a problem. It is Tomoe River paper, as we just saw on the packaging. And it's that kind of off-white creamy color. And let's see, what did we say? Yeah, this is, it's in the front, the 68 GSM. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I wanted to try this size just to see, just to play around, because I've been in this for so long. I kind of have felt the need to experiment with different size notebooks. Thus, I bought this. What was I going to say? I'm going to use this for note-taking in a classroom type setting, in a teaching environment where I am the student, because I think having a little more room will be really nice for things like that versus, say, for example, a Sunday sermon. And I use this, I feel like I'm writing because the pages are narrower and I'm using up a notebook pretty quickly in a short amount of time, and I want something that will last longer. So I'm really excited about trying this. Anyway, I could talk more about it. There's a lot of YouTube videos that review this. Some people say it's overpriced because you don't get as much paper as you could for the same amount of money in a different notebook. But people seem to like the cover. They like that there's this pocket in the back, cardstock type thing. They like that the book comes with a piece of blotting paper, and they're liking that it's numbered. And since it's Tomoe River, I think it will be a nice pen experience, because I'm really enjoying having paper that works well with the fountain pens. I bought these fountain pens. I like using them. Got lots of ink, so I want to use notebooks that let me enjoy the fountain pen experience and just for a little bit more comparison, this is the cahier size. It looks like here. It's a French word for notebook, cahier. This is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I just thought that you might like the comparison here for those of you seeking out a little bit of size comparison stuff on notebooks, so you can maybe make a better informed choice. Obviously this is a thicker book. It was the is the Moleskine expanded. It has like what, 400 something pages in it. This is much smaller, but I'm just showing you that they're quite similar, if not identical in size. So what I read, I may be wrong, and I know that depending on your source, sometimes you get conflicting information, but that the cahier is essentially a standard but wider. So this can be referred to as wide. So it's like a wider version of this, really. It's the same height as your standard, but it's wider. It gives you more writing room. I really liked writing in this. You can get them not expanded, not with as many pages. It's a matter of opinion. I think if you prefer this, if you like this paper with fountain pens, I had some, you know, some pretty decent experience with it, but when I was in this, I wasn't using fountain pens very much. But I did like the whole style. This is comparable. So this cahier is like a smaller A5. It's smaller than the A5, but it's like the A5 slim. So hopefully that might help you if you are in the market for a notebook. Maybe you want to get a leather cover for it. I would say try out these various sizes if you're undecided before you buy a leather cover, for sure. And I have shared this before, but there's a few that I've bought that I ended up really not liking all that much. I would say try a notebook first before you get a leather cover for it. But even if you just want something like this, that you don't need a cover for, there's plenty of kinds to try out. But it's good, you know, it's good to try several. Maybe trying it in an economical form is a good plan before investing too much. This was about $27-ish, and this may have been $5 to $8. So there's a lot of different ways of trying out the different size notebooks with varying thicknesses to see what best suits you. But if you're looking at those A5s, B6s, whatever, I'm hoping that this comparison, you know, just gives you an idea of what's available. I have things I like about all these, but I was really confused when I was determining what size looked like what. Visuals always help me. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.